Hi, today we're going to be taking the worksheet template we created in the tutorial creating a worksheet template in Canva, and we're going to be adding questions and lines to our document. Before we get started, you'll need copy for a worksheet that you'd like to set up, and we'll call this the native worksheet. Alright, so once you have that document open, I have mine right here. I'm going to be using the Urge worksheet from the Life Coach School, and I'm going to open my Canva. So Canva's right here and all my designs are right here. If you can't find yours, just click on all your designs. And here is the worksheet template we created. And if you hover over in those three dots up here, click on that and let's make a copy. Make a copy and let's call this worksheet template with lines. All right, and then if you click on it, it will open up. Just click right there to hide all of that. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to rename the worksheet. So Urge worksheet for me. You'll name yours whatever you'd like. And then right here, we're going to be adding this information. And so we're going to be copying that. But before we do that, let's just move this question out of the way. And we're just going to delete it. So just slide over it. Click delete, and then come over here to your document and carefully just slide your mouse over the top so you catch everything, and you're going to click Command C or Control C if you use a PC. I use a Mac. And then I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to Command V, and there are my instructions right there. So this is a little bit too big for me for this, so I'm just going to make it a size 12 point text, and then I want the line spacing to be just a little bit spread out. So I go to this little icon for spacing, line height, and I just slide it over just a little bit right there. Okay, so now it's time to add some lines. I'm just going to select this, I'm going to slide it back up, and now we're going to go to Elements to find the line. If you just start typing in lines and hit return, I like to select this really simple line right here. Click that and it ends up in on your canvas right here. This is way too wide for a line, so what we're going to do is grab the corner and slide it over. All right. And it's really hard to get in there because what we need is the arrow to go sideways, and it just doesn't really work. So my favorite tip for Canva, and I use it all the time, is if you hit Command with the equal sign and click that 1, 2, 3 times, you can get in there and get a little closer and see all the different choices that you have. So we need the arrows that go side to side, and once we have that, we can slide it down and slide it to the side, and then you can decide, is that line too thick? It's still a little too thick for me, so I'm going to slide it from the corner and then grab it from the side like that. You can see how it's a little finicky, and now we're going to change the color. So I just like to have a nice light gray for my lines, so just pick one of these default colors if you want, and that might still be a little dark, so I'm just going to click that one. All right. So now we're going to, I'm just going to delete that back box, and now we're just going to make a copy of this line. So Command C, Command V, or Control C, Control V will pop it down on your canvas, and click it again. We're going to do 5 lines here, and you can follow this process and make as many lines as you want for this worksheet. We're just going to make 5. All right, so I want to make sure they're perfectly spread out. So I select all of them by dragging my mouse over the top, go to the word position right here and click vertically, and that made just a little adjustment so they're all evenly spaced. All right, and if they are all lined up on the left, but if they weren't, this would be darkened like this, and I would click left, and then they would all be lined up on the left as well. Okay, so we have our first set. So now let's just delete this one off. We're going to make a copy of this by sliding over the top, Command C, Command V, and just carefully grab just that, slide it down, and let it go. And now I want to see my whole worksheet, so I'm just going to zoom out by hitting Command hyphen a couple times, and that brought me to here so I could see better. And then again, I'm just going to highlight this, Command C, Command V, and slide that into place. All right, so now I'm just going to move these just a little bit. And so I have room for all three questions. I like to have a little more space right here. Then I don't want it to look all too close together. So just kind of space that out the way you like it. And then we're going to come over to this document and we're going to highlight it. And we're going to copy that. And then we're going to come over here to the question box and we're going to select that text and then Command V to paste that question right there. I'm going to do the same thing right here. Copy, Command C, over here highlight, Command V to paste. Over here again, copy, Command C, right here, Command V. All right, so we have one page set up. So now we're going to just make a copy of this page so we don't have to do all that again. Come right here, hit copy page, and now we have the exact same page just like we do up here. All right, I don't think we need the title and the instructions again, so I'm just going to highlight that, hit delete, and then we're going to slide this up towards the top, and we might be able to fit in one more question. So we'll see when we get there. Okay, so now we're on question 4, so we're going to do the same thing, Command C, Command V, Command C, Command V. All right, and that almost fits on that line, so I might just slide it over and see if I can get it to fit. If not, then I probably don't want it to be that close to the line, so I would just select everything. Try to just select those boxes right there, and then just with my arrow key on my keyboard, I'm just bumping down a little at a time till it looks nice. And we're going to have the same problem here. I notice this question is really long, so before I even copy the question in, I'm just going to bump it down with the arrows on my keyboard before I go copy this question. Okay, so copy that and come over here and it'll automatically make a few different lines for you. Okay, still a little too close for me, so I'm going to highlight just the lines, bump them down like that. All right, so we just created your first worksheet with lines. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to download it and send it to a client. So right here, click the arrow button and download is an option. Just keep it on the PDF print, that's just fine. You're wanting to print all of your pages. If you just wanted to print your first page, you would just select that box, hit done, and then download. And it's prepared and ready. You can find it in your Finder window, in your downloads, and you can rename it and put it in your files and send it to a client. All right, thanks so much.